So, why is Etsy deactivating so many listings? Right, this is a question I'm seeing, and you might be feeling when you're looking in the forums and things that people are talking all the time that Etsy's deactivated one of their listings. Why? What's going on? What's happening? There seems to be a lot more. Well, firstly, there's a whole lot more sellers than there ever was. So it feels like a lot more because these people are shouting out when it happens. But let's dig into why are some listings. Oh, my chair is very noisy today. Why are some listings being deactivated? Well, reason one can just simply be these listings are against the rules. It happens. Etsy has its rules. Things can slip through the net, but things that go against their policies, like this new thing for Amber, if you haven't looked into it or heard about it, there was a change in the policies and it's not very clear. I've spoke to Etsy, they never got back to me, but they're talking about not being able to sell items with strings of amber beads of a certain size. But it does seem that they put up an automated system that catches anything saying the word amber just now. So, yeah, take down your amber listings just now until this is all sorted out. And another policy change that has made listings that we used to think were okay in the past, but has certainly made them a grey area, is upcycling and altering brand named things, such as getting that old Gucci handbag and repairing it and making it great again. No, not really allowed necessarily. Putting stickers all over certain tumblers, putting diamantes all over certain tumblers, not necessarily allowed anymore. Again, this is a very grey area, but you could be having your listings deactivated because of this. This is a thing that's been happening because some companies are finding their brand names are being associated with what people are doing to alter their goods. It came from the Nike Satan shoes, where an artist was turning some Nike shoes into limited edition Satan themed shoes. Which some people loved, but some people were offended by and assumed because they were Nike shoes that Nike was associated with it and started boycotting Nike. So this artist's work actually hurt their brand. So it's gone to court and everything. So Etsy is preempting all of that, and a lot of companies are cracking down on things like that. So, yeah, you can't necessarily alter those Gucci handbags anymore, especially not if you're selling them off using the Gucci name or they're recognizable as not just Gucci, obviously. Other thing is weapons. Etsy has laws on weapons. You can't sell them. Yeah, check the policies. Check on Etsy before you try and sell things. There are some wonderful knife makers, and you can sell kitchen knives. You can't sell swords necessarily. Check. Things with medical claims. You cannot sell crystals and suggest they have healing properties, or even essential oils or anything. You can't make medical claims. It's the same with the masks that were being sold. You can't say what they're going to do. You can only say what they are. So don't make medical claims. Some of these systems are automated, like hunting down the word amber. Some of them are reported. Some of them, Etsy staff find them sometimes and get them shut down. So you might see that other people are selling these things. They just haven't necessarily been caught yet. Another thing that has always been a thing, I've been caught out for this in the past before because I didn't know any better, but is copyright trademark things. If you make Disney items, if you make any kind of trademarked character, you might get shut down. It is not allowed. Again, you might see lots of shops with these things and think this is right. you can sell them. But the thing with copyright or trademarked items is Etsy in general can't make the decision to take them down. The copyright holder has to request them to be taken down. So Etsy has to wait for this. Companies like Disney will do a sweep every so often and get a load of shops taken down. And the other thing, shops can be up, and what can be happening is the company's found them and is wanting to get their money back. They see this person's made a load of sales, so they're watching this shop and seeing how many sales. So when they take them to court, they've got a good idea to be able to say, this person has profited this much from me. So don't think just because it's on Etsy it's allowed. They might well be aware. The copyright holder might well be aware that you're breaking the law, and they might be waiting to pounce on you in a big way. So yeah, check. If you didn't design the character or the saying or anything else, you can't use it unless you have the permission to use it. That includes using the phrases. For example, if you make magic wands, it's perfectly okay to sell magic wands. As far as I know, nobody owns the copyright to that. But if your magic wands, you use in the tags, you say the Wizarding World or inspired by Harry Potter. No, because then you're trying to use somebody else's intellectual property to get customers, and you can't do that. The same if you were to make scarves in the colors of Harry Potter houses or anything where you're trying to jump on the copyright of somebody else. Fan art is not allowed unless it's allowed by the author, the creator, whoever owns the copyright. And yes, those are not, it's not an automated system. They have to be reported by the IP holder. And then the final thing is not handmade. Now this is a thing of be careful what you asked for. People have been complaining and saying Etsy doesn't care that there's so many sellers selling not handmade things on the site. It's a disgrace. They should sort this out. Looks like they're sorting this out, and people are complaining because their items are being shut down. Now, I haven't personally heard anything about this from Etsy, but it seems potentially to me that this is an automated system, and what is happening is some sellers are finding their items shut down because Etsy's saying, look, this is also being sold on other sites like AliExpress. And what's happened is those sellers' pictures have been stolen by AliExpress, and they are the original maker. They're not buying things from AliExpress. So, or some other company. So it looks like an automated system is finding a match to seeing these items elsewhere on the internet and going, your item's not handmade, mate. And people are having to report, complain back to Etsy and then prove that they did hand make their items, and then Etsy is reactivating them. This is the thing. When you demand that Etsy do something about such a huge problem, Etsy has to put an automated system in place. And if Etsy puts an automated system in place, I've seen this on so many platforms. We're on YouTube, so I can talk about YouTube. YouTube has had this. It had issues with advertisers not wanting to be shown for certain videos. It's had this with copyright stuff as well. And it's had to put systems in place. And with any new system, they don't always work right. They have oopsies. With the advertising one, there are things you've probably seen if you've watched YouTube for the past few years, people commenting on getting demonetized or having limited ad reach. There's automated systems if they think we're saying something a bit rude, and with my accent they quite often think I'm saying something a bit rude, so they will limit the advertising on some of your videos so you won't make the same amount of money, and you have to report it and get someone to check it and see if it's okay. And in the case of YouTube, this is much harder because most of us get most of our views in the first day or so. And if you've been given limited reach in the first day or so by an automated system, it's a problem. So I knew that if Etsy brought out an automated system, it was going to be a problem. And it is. They're taking down listings and saying they're not handmade by people who handmake their items. So people are getting mad. But Etsy is trying to do something about the not handmade stuff. this was bound to happen. That is why we're seeing so many people complaining that their listings are being taken down. And it might feel like we're seeing more, firstly because there's a lot more sellers on the site than there ever was. There's a lot more listings. There is millions of listings on the site. Secondly, because there has been a couple of new policy changes with the Amber and the Gucci upcycling thing. So this way you'll be seeing more. And thirdly, this new system's come into place. So it does feel like a lot of listings are being shut down. In the hundreds of millions of listings that go up on the site, this is actually not a huge amount. It just feels like it. And yeah, if you demand that Etsy do something about certain listings, there's always going to be some collateral damage. So don't worry, if your listings are taken down, look for the email from Etsy saying why they did it. If you don't see an email, check your junk folders, check your spam folders, message Etsy, ask what's going on, have the proof that your item, that you create it. Make a video of you creating it. Just prove to them that you created it. They're not targeting you specifically, just their system flagged it. It's not personal. I know it feels personal when it happens, but it's not personal. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all of this. These kind of comment sections are usually pretty feisty, so it might be worth checking down to see if anyone else has any more ideas. Keep it nice, don't fight with each other. We're none of us are Etsy, and we're all here to try and make money out of Etsy. Okay, thank you so much.